I never have to use it, but something tells me I will. Never trust a tourist advertisement. Never trust a tourist advertisement.
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Ah, much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark it, and this rickety packet ship is the only one that sailed here. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position and the flood, a recent natural disaster, make it nigh impossible to reach. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would have brought you here one way or another.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
Can you tell me a little about Mr. Throgmorton?
A remarkable creature, scion of a robust bloodline, a philanthropist, a scholar, a man of great ambitions and even greater ego.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks. Now the city is cut off from the mainland.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you.
Sounds...
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot, or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one...
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by...
How do you...
I host a philosophy club for the like...
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for full...
There is no...
Well, that's it for now, I think.
No. The pleasure...
Oh, before you go, how can I...
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man... We'll meet again, Mr. Reed. We'll meet again, Mr. Reed.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is final.
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damn city.
So they're just refugees?
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. Not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of...
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. Vera means fine. I was saying...
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving, this fisherman supposedly brought him to their house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you...
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and... My father united with a certain royal family, which has bled...
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it. I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
Let's see what you find. Let's see what you find, newcomer.
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. Hello? Hey.
Oh, my head. What? Who are you? Are you police? I've already told them everything.
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son.
Oh, okay. What do you want?
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. Me, poor fella Paul, Barry, and Innsmouth. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so I started fishing.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, and Lewis. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... okay. My head began to burst, and he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing, just dreams.
That sounds familiar. Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. Throgmorton. Lucky rascal, and I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect the worst.
Who is this Kay you keep mentioning? Sorry, you know how Paul died. I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, Detective, sir, tell me the truth. Could it be me? Did I kill Paul? Or Kate?
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream. My head! I still hear those voices. My head! I still hear those voices. My head! I still hear those voices.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. Choo-choo. Ahem. Choo-choo. Ahem. Choo-choo. Ahem. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
Nechri, Grena, Gebhal, Nugulina Haftin.
This ape face. Yeah, run!
What's happening?
Okay, let's see what we have here.
What's happening?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee. So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. Even though Albert was wounded, he managed to climb that high. Robert wasn't exaggerating when he said he raised him strong. There's something in the pocket. The door won't budge. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunate.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible, and when you can't.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I'd hope for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilled for nothing. So much effort in vain. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throgmorton. Bring me that dirtbag Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help.
I've said everything I know. I've said everything I know.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer. And keep your hands where I can see them.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed. The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
Let's see what you find,
Yeah.
newcomer.
I still hear those voices.
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. Five cards short of a full house. 5 cards short of a full house. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
Let's see what you find.
Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure. Hey, knock it off!
Welcome to Under the Keel.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever...
So you met a while. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea.
And what do you...
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's...
Yeah, even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
Robert Throgmorton hired me to investigate his son's disappearance. I found the note about your debt to Lewis near... It looks like Lewis murdered Robert's kid. You want him to come here and ask instead of me?
What?
Don't what me. At best, you're harboring a criminal. At worst, you're an accessory to murder.
What?
Tell that to Mr. Throgmorton.
No. Throg.
Smart man. There's... Bye.
What the... Get the... Oh...
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton... For that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us.
What kind of...
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Want to spit on me, whisper to your friends?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just...
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it.